So one thing I'm really, really clear on, one thing that I understand, and I think it comes from my coaching in the military, and then actually, how I guess I've grown as a high performance business and executive coach since then. And it's this thing called the comfort zone. So many people that I start out with, there's a notion that something's triggered the engagement, and they want to, to kind of like do better, move forward, gain momentum, achieve something. And the challenge is they get stuck in this thing called the comfort zone. Now, the interesting point, when I was serving, the comfort zone was an ever expanding beast. And what I mean by that was, all the while, before I was a coach, the military, in terms of their methodology and how they train, you're always being pushed out of your comfort zone. If you're going to progress up through the ranks, as I did, then you're going to be pushed out of the comfort zone. Every rank and every course associated to getting promoted takes you out of the comfort zone. I mean, I can just remember, my days at in Brecon, when I was at the School of Infantry, doing my my sergeant's course and doing my corporal's course, and then later on in life when I had to go and do my officer's course. And interestingly, the officer's course wasn't so much about physically taking me out, although there was physical elements to it, but definitely mentally, and having that ability to think with clarity and so on. But at every stage, it takes you out of the comfort zone. Now, the reality in life today is, we seek comfort, we seek safety. So the moment you bring in a performance coach to, support you to your narrative, the coach is going to challenge you to step out of the comfort zone. And that's the challenging piece. That might be in terms of learning. It could be in terms of, strategy. It could be in terms of embracing risk. There's a whole series of things that will challenge you in terms of stepping out of your comfort zone. And so the joy of this, the joy when you start to focus in terms of developing that comfort zone and being in a place, is it becomes expanded. It's not just a case of actually you step out of the comfort zone, step back into it, step out, step back in. It is a case of every time that you step out, eventually you get comfortable with that level of uncomfortableness. And then it's kind of like the sign, got to go again, got to move this comfort zone, got to be moving on. And you can cite it to, to growth. In business and with the executives I work with, it is the challenging piece. With an executive, it might well be a case of actually stepping outside of their comfort zone is how they engage their team. It could be that when they're sat at the boardroom table, how they engage with the remainder of the board. It could be that they've got to actually turn around and challenge some of the stronger characters at the table in order to participate and be adding that level of value at the board. With a business owner, it could be that first time that you've got to employ someone and grow a team. So when you start to focus on actually developing and growing your comfort zone, that's when the magic happens. The challenge today is we are driven by a need to be comfortable, to have endorphins and dopamine running through our brain. And as a result, we do get distracted. You end up doing the things that you didn't want to do, but actually you find yourself doing. They're bad habits. You find yourself shoring yourself up in the comfort zone. So if you think about that today, what's that one thing that you could do today that would take you out of the comfort zone and start that journey towards stretching yourself? Do you know, one thing that comes to mind is have a conversation, share a thought with a coach. Ask a question and see what happens. Because a good coach will probably come back and challenge you to step out of that comfort zone. But here's the thing. A high performance coach doesn't just challenge. It's not just a throwaway comment. They also support the journey. They support you in that process of actually getting uncomfortable. So here's the thing from today. Get really comfortable being uncomfortable. Have a great day.